Woo! Hello, you! Yeah. I'm being me in the now. I'm being free in the now. Woo! Yeah. I'm being me in the now. I'm being free in the now. Yeah. Woo! Yay! Da do da do da dee da do day. Woo! Do day. Da dee da do yeah. Do da dee da do da day. Oh, do da dee da do day. Woo! Da dee da do oh. Da da dee da da do day da da dee da da day. Oh. Do da dee da dee da dee da day da dee do da dee do da day da dee do day yeah. Ooh da dee day. Bada boom, buddy boom, buddy boom, buddy bay. Ho, 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 ho. Do da dee da da day, yeah. Hey, do da dee da dee day, yay. Da da do da dee 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 day. Ho, ho, ho. Ba bum boom, bada bim, bada boom, bada bim, bada bim, bada boom, bada bim, badum bay. Oop a doop a day. Ooh ba dee ba doo, bam boom bam. Ooh ba dee ba doo, oh yeah. Ooh ba dee ba doo, ba dee ba doo ba day. Ooh ba doo ba dee, ooh ba doo ba day. Ba dee ba doo ba doo ba da ba doo ba doo ba dee ba doo ba doo ba day. Ba da ba doo ba da ba doo some ba doo ba doo ba day ba doo day. Ba doo ba doo ba dee ba da ba doo ba dee ba day. Dee da doo da dee doo da dee day. Ha ba ma dee boom ba dee bay. Bam ba dee ba da boom ba dee bay. Bam ba dee ba da boom ba dee bay. Yay. It's 23:33 right this now. It's 23:33, sorry, right this minute. It's 23:33 right this minute. Woo! That means angel number 333, yeah. Do da dee da do da dee da do da dee da day da do da dee da day da dee da do da dee da day, yeah. Da do da dee da day. Ooh, yeah. Da da dee da do dee da day, yeah. Da dee da do. Woo, da do. Da dee da day, yeah. I send you love and light. I send you love and light. Woo! Have a good day. I send you love and light. Woo! Love and light. Woo! Love and light. Woo! Have a good day. Do da dee da day. Have a good day. Yeah. I'm shining my light. I'm shining so bright. I'm shining my light. And here I am in the now. I'm shining my light. I'm shining so bright. And here I am in this now. Woo. I'm improvising now. Now. I'm always improvising here and now in this video recording. Today. I'm improvising for you, my future audience, to put it like that. But in reality, we're all just in a big now, I believe. But anyway, just watch it in your now moment. In your now moment, in each of the now moments you're gonna have, actually, because it's gonna be more than one moment. Yeah. But watch this when you want to watch it and enjoy it, my friend. Well, you kind of are my friend if we are on the friendly side of things, and I am on the friendly side. And if you want to join me on the friendly side, you can kind of be my friend, you know what I'm saying? I just saw a number 444, angel number 444, because I've been recording for 4 minutes and 44 seconds. Yeah, but back to the thing. Do da dee da day, da dee da do da do da do. Woo, do do. Do you want to see my earrings, by the way? Yay. Do da dee da day, da dee da do da dee da do do da day. Yay. Hey. They're very long. Da do da dee da da do da dee da day. Da da dee da da do da day, ba dum ba dim ba zum ba zam ba zim ba do ba dee ba do ba day, yeah, ba dee ba do ba do ba dee ba day ba do ba dee ba do ba da ba do day, ya ba do ba dee ba da ba do. Are we gonna say yabba dabba do? Do you want to say it with me? Oh, yabba dabba do, be you, yabba dabba do, be you, be free. Yabba dabba do, be you. Yabba dabba do, be you, be free. Yeah, be you, be free. Be who you are, yeah. Be you, be free. Be who you are, yeah. Be you, be free. Be who you are, yeah. Be who you are. Be you in the now. Here and now. Be free, yeah, yeah. Be free, yeah, yeah, yeah. Be free, be free, be free. Hey, I set you free. I set you free. Be free, be free, be free. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You are free to be free. You are free to be you. I am free to be me. You are free to be you. We are free to be who we are. Ooh, 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 yeah. Do da dee da day. Da dee da do da dee da day. I'm improvising all the time here. Do da dee da day. In case you were wondering, I'm improvising here in the now. But some of these things I'm improvising, some of these melodies and some of these tones, or whatever to call them. Yeah, I've actually had them before, so they are like a re-impro. They're just going back into their mind. Some of these impros I've had before, but they're all an impro in this now moment anyway. But kind of a re-impro, if you know what I mean. But do but day, bam bim bam do da day, da dee. This melody, do da day, da dee da do da dee da day. This one, this melody I've just done, I've had this coming to me many times before. So in that way, it's not a new thing, but it's a new expression of it in this now moment. So everything I'm doing in this now moment, it's a new version of an improv done before when it comes to those things I've already done. But a lot of what I've just sang and said, it's all totally new and fresh. So yeah, it's a mixture of kind of a total fresh impro. I mean, it's a mixture of total fresh impro inputs coming out of me now, things I've never done before, and things that are me having a melody or something like that that I had before, but that I'm now coming out with in a new version. But hello everyone anyway. Hello, woo, hello. Yeah, I think I'll stop singing for a bit, but I so easily just sing and sing and sing, and I just so easily just continue just improvising when I'm just in this good flow. Yeah, I really like it. I really like it when I'm in a good flow like this and I'm just having fun with it. I'm just having fun with it now. And I'm playing with it now. I'm playing with God's source. God's source is playing with me and through me. Woo! Do da dee da day. Da do. I'll just sing a bit more. Do da day. Da dee. Do da day. Woo! Da dee da do do dee. Da dee da da do do do. Ooh! Yay! Woo! Do. Hello again. Woo! How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Hope you're fine. Here I am in my now moment. I'm just improvising. I'm making another improvisation film. I feel like I'm an expert on it now. I've been doing so many improvisations. Wowdy dowdy. I wasn't doing this before in my life, but after I started YouTubing last year, I've become so used to making YouTube impros, and in general I've become very used to making impros. Yeah, but yeah, I didn't make so many impros before, but also, well, I did make quite a lot private ones actually for a couple of years at least. I think I made quite a lot for a couple of years. I mean, in the sense of making a lot of private songs, impro songs, and a lot of them, sorry, no, maybe a lot is too much, but some of them, quite many of them, I've already started coming out with on YouTube. So I've published a lot of songs that I've improvised a long time ago. Yeah, that I've made through just being in the now and improvising in the now, and also getting ideas and just things just popping into my mind. And I believe I've been inspired. I believe I've been given a lot of songs and a lot of inspiration for songs by God's source that lives through me, and that also is me as a soul, because I am God's source as a soul. We all are as living souls, because God's source lives through all of us as a living soul. But yeah, I've been making a lot of impros privately over the last years, and quite many of them are already published on YouTube in a YouTube video. After I started YouTubing, to put it like that, in January last year, 2024. Yeah, now we're in April now, in 2025. But yeah, I've done a lot of that. I've made quite a lot of impro recordings, audio recordings. I made a lot of impros through audio recordings. Yeah. But after I started YouTubing last year, especially after I became more active on YouTube, and I think that was in August last year anyway, it was some months ago, then I've also made very many YouTube videos that are just some kind of an impro video, especially on shorts. I mean, when it comes to the category of shorts, I just saw 1107, by the way. That was really nice. Ooh, there, 1111. Woo! I just saw it was coming because I saw it was 1110. That's why I started saying ooh. 1117. We just got there some seconds ago. Yeah. Anyway, so the thing is that yeah, I've made very many shorts videos that contain some kind of impro of me, like me singing me singing in an improvised way. So me just singing on the spur of the moment, just making it all up as I go along. And also I often talk improvised. I mean, I just often start recording, having the plan that I'm just going to jump into the now, to put it like that. I'm just going to jump into the recording without having a plan of what to say, without knowing what I'm going to say, and I'm just going to see what shows up, I'm just going to see what comes, what happens. Like with this video I'm doing now, that's the same thing. I've just decided, I just decided I was going to videoing myself. I mean, I was going to film myself in the now and see what would happen, because I never know what's going to happen now. And I'm in the unknown, and we're all in the unknown. 1222, I just got there, so that is giving me, that gave me angel number 222, which is really, really good. I just read about it actually today as well. But yeah, so the thing is that we are all in the unknown, so we don't know what's going to happen next. And when I'm just being in the now and going with the flow, like I'm doing these days in this video that I'm in now, and that I've done in many videos, many video recordings, lately, while I've been filming myself lately. Well, when I'm doing that, it's just, wow, it's just really interesting. It's just really interesting, and it's exciting, because I never know what's going to happen. And I'm surprising all my future viewers. I'm going to imagine now that you're watching me, you as an individual, and also a whole crowd of people, basically, because in the future, I believe I'll have viewers, and the future doesn't exist really, I've been told, and I believe we're all in a big now. So what I class as the future in my human experience and my human way of talking, which I often use, at least I used to use that way of talking, and I am not using it that much in a way, because I'm trying to use more of the expression of being in the now in a way, but I am still using the expression the future in that typical normal everyday life way that most people do. But I often add something on my videos when I'm mentioning the future, like now I'm adding this thing. And what it is I'm often mentioning, by the way, I'm sorry, I don't always remember to look into the camera. I'll try to get better with that. But what I'm often mentioning when I'm mentioning the future in my videos these days is that it doesn't really exist, or in a way it does exist, but in a different way than we normally think of it, because we as human beings, we normally experience things as things, we normally experience things as if they're going from A to B, time-wise. So we think that time is something from A to B, from one point to the next point. And we're thinking of the past and the present and the future, right? But I don't believe time is linear like that, and that time is a complicated, but maybe in a way really simple matter. But I believe it's some kind of a thing going on that it's difficult for us to perceive in our human forms, because I believe we don't, at least normally, manage to perceive it in the real way, in the way it really is. So we feel as if things are happening from there to there, like when we're watching a film or a movie, to put it in the American way. Yeah, So it feels like that to us, you know, and maybe most people believe it is like that, and I think most people do believe it's like that. But I believe that all these things, they're already there, they're already existing, and that's why people that are mediums and stuff like that, and yeah, it can happen to any one of us actually, we can get a vision of our future. Someone can get a vision of our future. We can ourselves get a vision of our future. Like in a dream, maybe suddenly we see a vision of something that will happen in the future. Anyway, we can have a dream. No, sorry, I wasn't going to say that. We can have a vision of the future. And the point is that I'm trying to get to is that we can see something that's gonna happen in our way of perceiving it as human beings, but that in reality is already there, it's already happening. So we have a future version of us who's looking back at us, the old version of us in a way, I think. And it's the same as now that if you've made a film of yourself that you made yesterday, or well, in what week classes yesterday, or in what week classes last year, if you've got a video recording like this of yourself from last year, for example, you can look back at it and you can see, oh, that's my old version, you know, the one I was then. And then the thing is, you know that you are existing in that now moment when you're looking back at something that happened to you earlier on in what we class as the past. But in reality, it's all here. I believe it's all here. It's all in a big now. We're all in a big now. And I've been told it's like frames for a film, because when people are making a film, they got these frames with different pictures in it. And it's like if you are drawing some drawings on a piece of paper. I actually felt like just doing it, so I'll just do it. Maybe I can do it real quickly and then give you an example. I don't know if I can do this quickly enough, but anyway, I'm gonna just do this real quickly. I don't know if this is gonna work. Let's see. This is a really rough drawing. It is not good at all. I mean, it's not like a good quality drawing thing going on here, but I can see what happens with it all. Anyway, so you know, when you're making a cartoon film, you're using different drawings. So okay, here is a strange quick drawing. That can be a girl, and then you know, you got that other thing going on there, another drawing, and then you got a third drawing here, right? So if I had a whole load of those, and I was just you know, I was just doing this. I can't do it so quickly, but if I was doing it really quickly, it would be. It's not easy with this, by the way. But if you have this really tiny notebook, I've done it. I mean, well, I don't know if I actually did it, but at least I've seen it done. I think one of my siblings did it. Anyway, when I was a child, I remember seeing this, and I think one of my siblings did it right in front of me on this tiny notebook. That's what I'm trying to get to. Anyway, if you have this tiny notebook, and you let someone draw lots of drawings on one page, and then on another page a different drawing, and so on, and then you just flicker it, you know, flicker through it, I think you can say in English, and you make these pages just quickly move from one to the next. I think you understand what I'm saying. Then it actually can look like it's a movie, it's a little film where everything is moving real quickly. But when you're just separating each piece of paper, you know, it's like what I just showed you. It's just individual pieces of drawings, you know. So yeah. So in the same way, I believe it's like this with time, and that one situation, like this situation I'm in now, maybe that's like one frame, or maybe every second is like a frame. I don't know how it works. I just don't know fully how it works. I'm not an expert on myself. I'm just learning about these things, basically. Well, not right now, sorry, but I've been learning about these things to some degree over the last years, and I've been told that time is an illusion and things like that. And I believe that, yeah, we're in some kind of a big eternal now that we don't fully understand, most of us. But I believe in it anyway, even though I myself can't say that I fully understand it all right now. In my human version, I believe that me is God's source, the divine part of me, so my soul truly understands it all, but I haven't accessed all that understanding so that it has come into my human brain yet. But maybe one day soon I will. I don't know. Maybe I'll just have to wait until I'm living physically in the fifth dimension. Yeah. But I'm living spiritually in the fifth dimension. Anyway, woo! Yay! And there's love in there. There's love and life and light in there. Yay! It's a wonderful, wonderful place. Yeah. It's a wonderful dimension. And in that dimension we can love ourselves and love others, and it's really important to love yourself. And I have to love myself by ending this video soon, actually, because I'm very tired, I'm delayed, I need to eat something soon, and I need to go to bed quite soon as well, actually. Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to make a little film, and it's ended up with taking a bit long now. It's taken 20 minutes already, and I've just come onto all these different sidetracks in a way. But in a way, it's not sidetracks. But I mean, something that kind of feels like a sidetrack, but it's nothing. It's nothing really. I mean, it's not like that anyway. I mean, it's not a sidetrack anyway. And if I had a really proper story I was planning on telling from advance, I mean, from before, I mean, in advance, you know, I would really then be able to say, I've come onto some sidetracks by talking about the concept of time and this film thing and that illustration of time being like a film. But yeah, but anyway, if time, yeah, I can say it like that. If time is like a film in a way, so that all these different frames exist, then it's like when you're watching me in the future, for me in this now moment I'm in now, in my human experience of things, then that is like you being in a different frame. But I believe that it's already existing, even though I can't experience it here or have evidence of it here. But in my human experience, I can't experience those things, if you know what I mean, because I'm limited by my humanness. But if I as a soul was free from this human form, and I was just floating around in the sky or whatever to call it, like the angels can do, I could have probably looked and seen, oh, there's that situation where my now version, where I'm sitting here talking to you, but I could have also seen something that feels like the so-called future for me now, which would then be, which is, for those able to look at it from outside of time, to put it like that, can see is actually happening at the same time. So there's someone now, some spiritual forces, the divine forces, I believe, all of them, that aren't limited by human forms, because I'm divine and my soul is divine. I'm God's source in essence. As a soul, God's source lives through me and every other living soul as us. God's source lives through us as the souls that we are, as the real us. But with a human form. So God's source lives through all of us that are living souls. So if I was not limited in the human form right now, I as a soul, so God's source, God's source isn't limited in that way either. There are versions of God's source that isn't limited in the human form, if you know what I mean. But anyway, so those versions of God's source, like angels, because they are also a version of God's source in my view, God's source is most things. But anyway, to me anyway, that's how I see it. But anyway, so God's source is a consciousness, by the way. Anyway, so God's source is now in some kind of form able to see that you're watching me, you who are watching me, whoever you are, you as an individual, each individual watching me, and also all of you as a group who's watching me in some kind of now moment of yours. It's all happening all at once, this, I believe. So you're really watching me right now in that way. It's cool. I think it's cool to think about, and it's also a bit strange for my human mind to think about. But yeah, I believe that's what it is. I believe that's how it is, and that God's source can see that God's source can see, oh, at one point these people are watching Ruth Kristin while she's talking on a video, and at this other point, to put it like that, like just different locations in a way, then I'm talking. So yeah, I hope you're understanding me, but I know it's complicated stuff and maybe a bit difficult to understand, or maybe sounding a bit crazy to some of you, but just believe what you want to believe about time, and have your own theories if you want to. You don't have to believe what I'm believing in, but I'm just sharing some of my thoughts and considerations and reflections and beliefs on it. Yeah. But anyway, so I was saying this thing about sidetracks. Yeah, so if I had a plan to talk about a story I was going to share with you, for example, and then I started coming onto these sidetracks about time and about films and stuff like that, then I could have said, yeah, I've been coming onto sidetracks, and I shouldn't have said that because I didn't have a plan. So in that way I haven't gone onto any sidetracks, but I've just been me in the now, and I've gone with the flow, and that's how it's gone, and it's led me into these different directions and onto different topics here and there. But I wanted to get back to something I was saying not originally, but quite early on. But anyway, I can't remember it now, but if I remember it, I'll tell you about it. But anyway, I do know that I was here to just be in the now, and I'm here in the now. I'm free in the now, I'm me in the now, and I'm here to be me in the now. And we are all here to be ourselves in the now. It's really important that we are ourselves, because we're meant to be ourselves. We're not meant to be a copy of anyone else. We're meant to be original. By the way, I'm not wearing makeup on my eyes today, in case you were interested in the makeup topic that I've been talking a lot about over the last days in my previous recordings. I mean, in those recordings I've done over the last days, to put it in a simple human term, I mean, human way of expressing things. Yeah. Yeah, I just got some foundation cream on tonight, and I've got a little bit of eyebrow makeup on, but I haven't put mascara on or eyeliner on today. Yeah, I just wanted to do a simple makeup routine today. This is maybe the first time I've done it exactly like this combination of things. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to do it like that. And I'm usually filming myself without the glasses, but this time I wanted to use the glasses, partly because now I can actually see myself and see properly what I'm filming. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, I need to go soon. But yeah, I just like being in the now anyway, and I like chatting to you all, whoever you are. I hope you're fine and that you're enjoying watching my videos. Excuse me. And I just have to keep on being me and going with the flow. And if I sometimes forget something I wanted to say, we'll just have to be like that then, because yeah, it's just an accident and those things happen, and you know, I can't do anything about it if it happens. But if I forget something and then some minutes later while I'm still recording I remember it, then I can tell you about it, of course. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But I think I'm going to end this really soon. Yeah. Wow, it's already gone a long time. I've already spoken for almost half an hour. Wow. Well, yeah, I wanted to come and just be in the now, and I've been in the now, and I am in the now. And what I mean when I say be in the now is to be fully present in the now and to go with the flow, and that way of being in the now. I mean, yeah, basically to be fully present in the now. Yeah, I'm here in this now moment, fully present with you who are watching me in the future. Woo, howdy dowdy. I wonder who you all are. Trying to look into the camera, and sorry I don't always remember to do it often enough. But I do care about you. I love you with God's love. I hope you're fine. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're looking well after yourself. Like I need to get better with, because I haven't given myself the good type of sleep I should have done lately, because I've gone to bed extremely late over and over again lately, and yeah, it's not been good, and I haven't had enough sleep. So I'm really tired now, and I have to try to go to bed soon because it's almost midnight now. Rowdy dowdy. Yeah, it's almost midnight, so I really have to be quick and go to bed soon. Running late again, but at least now I've made another recording in addition to a little tiny one that I made some minutes ago in a sofa a bit behind me. Just one on 1 minute and 1 second. Yeah, that was just a spontaneous fun one where I was improvising a lot with strange noises and not proper words. Yeah, I like doing some things that are a bit crazy sometimes, and I like just having fun in the now anyway. And it's nice. It's very nice. It's a very nice thing to do, and it's very good to do. And I recommend you do that. I recommend you have fun in the now. I recommend you enjoy your life and live life to the fullest, and enjoy your life and enjoy you and enjoy being you, and love yourself and get to know yourself and find out what you like and what you don't like, and find out what is unique about you, and let it show to the world. Show your true colors to the world, and yeah, be unoriginal. Don't be afraid of standing out like I'm doing in different ways. Because I know I'm not a typical individual, to put it like that. I know I'm an original. I know I'm an original in many ways. Like, I notice a lot of different numbers here and there. Not everyone notices those numbers, or get caught up in numbers, to put it like that. But people are different also when it comes to spirituality and things like that, and when it comes to how many numbers they see, like how many angel numbers they see. But anyway, to me, when I see angel numbers and other nice, unique numbers, to me, it's a sign of me being on the right track and God's source and my angels supporting me and guiding me. So that's really nice. But there are others that aren't living in that spiritual way that I'm living in, and they probably don't see a lot of angel numbers. But then also there's this issue of me being a bit nerdy in a way sometimes, because I really like mirror numbers, and I like it when you have a special date. How shall I say it, like the 30th of the 3rd, for example, when it's mirrored numbers, things like that. Oh yeah, when you get these original numbers, really original, seldom dates, like the 2nd of the 2nd in 2022, that was quite special. Yeah, but I was actually going to say something else, and then I just came out with the wrong thing, sorry about that. But yeah, so I kind of changed my mind in a way of what to say. But yeah, anyway, what I originally was going to say was this thing I'm going to say now. So I just had some kind of accent because it came out wrongly. But yeah, this thing I originally was thinking of and wanted to say was the 2nd of the 2nd in the year 2002, and I was alive in that year, and I remember that time very well. And then I got caught up in that date, because to me that was very special, that date. So it was the 2nd of the 2nd in the 02 year, so we could write the date as 020202, and I really like those things. I think that's really cool. But not everyone is like that they're concerned or amazed or amused or fascinated by things like that, or find it fun, things like that. But I'm one of those that really like those things, and I find them fun and interesting and nice and enjoyable, and yeah, I just like them. So yeah, so I've experienced some special days like that over the years, and it's been really nice. Like that one I just mentioned, the 2nd of the 2nd in 2002. Yeah, that was a lot of twos. Yeah, maybe that was a portal. But at that time, I didn't know about portals in the way I'm knowing about them now. And I'm even a portal now. Yeah, I've started believing it, that I'm a portal, because I've been told I'm a portal, and I believe it's true. So I'm thinking that probably that means that everyone who is watching my YouTube videos, if they're really watching all of them, one whole video and not just a few seconds of a video, but those people are really watching a lot of one, or a whole of a one, not necessarily whole one, but if they're watching so much that they're getting a lot of good stuff from me, like good points that I'm making, like in this one, I think maybe that means that you're getting drawn into a good way of thinking, good way of dealing with things. Maybe you kind of get drawn into a new way of living or a new dimension. Yeah, maybe I'm a portal for you to come into the 5th dimension. Maybe I'm helping you to join me. Yeah. Yeah, I probably am. I think I am, actually. Yeah, because I'm here to help people in different ways, and I believe that's one of the ways I'm here to help people to realize that they can actually access the 5th dimension, spiritually. And I believe everyone on the good side one time will travel. Wow, I just got 3333. Wow. Ooh, cool. That was also including angel number 333. But yeah, I believe everyone on the good side, they will one time travel. We will all of us ascend. We will all of us be caught up in what you can also call the rapture, the shift you can call it as well. But we will all be caught up and travel physically to the 5th dimension. We who are on the good side, in my view. Yeah, and I believe most people are on the good side. Yeah. Yeah, maybe you're wondering about what does it mean to be on the good side. To me, it means to be living in a good way, living a good life, living in a kind and good-hearted way, where you're trying to do good and you're not trying to do bad things to others, and you don't want to do bad things to others. And it's the opposite of being on the evil side. When you're on the evil side, you actually are on purpose doing a lot of evil things, like murdering and killing. That's the same, basically. Oh, well, two versions of the same, you could say. But anyway, yeah, you're doing those things, and it could be raping, you could be stealing, you could be misusing, abusing people, stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely. Really, really, really terrible stuff. Very terrible stuff. But it's not just that they're doing really evil stuff, those on the evil side, but they are doing it on purpose. Yeah. Yeah. So it's different from when you're having an accident and you are just hitting someone by accident. For example, that was a bad example, sorry. But maybe you bump into someone, like on an overcrowded train or something. You bump into someone and maybe even kind of hit them. It's just tiny bit, and it hurts for someone because it's just so crowded that it's so easily happening. I mean, those accidents so easily happens, and you maybe bump into someone with your elbow and they feel it like in their side or their tummy or something like that, but you know yourself in your heart, oh, you didn't mean to do that. And if you notice it yourself happening, you can say afterwards, oh, sorry, to whoever you bumped into, you know. And that's the polite and best thing to do, of course, in those occasions. But what I'm trying to say is that, you know, you didn't do it on purpose. You didn't try to hurt anyone on purpose. You were just innocent and had an accident. So, you know, that's so totally different from someone who has evil intentions and are trying on purpose to do evil things to others. Yeah. So I think personally that most people are on the good side, because I think personally most people, they want to do good, they want to be kind, they want to live a good life and be nice and kind to others. Yeah. I don't believe in the Christian story anymore, the Christian main story of how we need a savior and stuff like that. I don't believe in that anymore. No. I used to believe in it. I was a strong believer in it, but I've changed and I've learned about us human beings on this planet having been lied to for thousands of years. We've been lied to about lots of different things, and I've learned about things like that, and I've realized a lot of stuff. I've had a spiritual awakening and gone through a lot of stuff, and I've realized that, yeah, we've been lied to by lots of different things, and things aren't the way we have thought they were in many ways. And have you heard, for example, about people living inside of this planet? Innerearth. Have you heard about innerearth? Yeah, that's one of the things going on that we've not been told about. There are people living, different kinds of beings, creations. They're not all human beings, but there are people, you could say, like the Pleiadians and the Arcturians, I think is another group. And can I think of anything else here when I'm being quick? Sorry, I can't think of anyone else, any other group right now, but there are groups like that living on different planets. We have been lied about that issue and other things. So there's a lot of stuff we've been lied to about. We've been lied to about the so-called terror attacks on I can say on the Twin Towers, on this thing called the 9/11. Yeah, we've been lied to about all of that stuff. That's a complicated story, by the way. The truth is a complicated story, in my view, because I've read an explanation online that I believe is the true explanation of what really happened to do with that story that is called the terror attack on the 9/11 day, or what you call it, on the 11th of September. It is, to say it correctly, in one way of saying it, sorry, in a more easy way of putting it, the 11th of September 2001. Yeah. I remember I was working as a teacher when those attacks had happened. It was very upsetting for me. Sorry, not attacks in a way. Shouldn't really call them attacks in a way because it's a complicated story there, and it's not what most people think is. What really happened isn't what most people think, in my view, but I can't go into all that now because it's going to take too long time now. But yeah, it's just an example of how we've been lied to. We've been lied to about many things here on this planet, like through mainstream media. Yeah, we do. We do have. No, sorry. Yeah, we have. Sorry, I'm struggling and not struggling, but I'm just having accidents with my English sometimes. So sorry about that. I'm not a native English speaker, so I'm sometimes having accidents. Sorry, I'm sometimes having accidents with my English. I'm a Norwegian lady, but I've lived in England for many years, so I'm very well used to, or whatever to call it. well, I'm very familiar with talking English, but I've also talked English since I was a little child, actually, because I started learning English as a little child in Norway, and then gradually I just learned more and more over the years, and I was already very good at talking English by the time I came to live in the UK, but also I was very good with writing in English by that time, and I came to England as a student first, by the way. Yeah. Anyway, to continue on other topics, by the way, I really need to end soon. Wow, it's gone past midnight now. Wow. Let's see what the time is on my computer. But anyway, I'm really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying this. Yay. I'm really enjoying being in the now with you, my future audience. Yay. Woo. And one of the main reasons to why I'm enjoying it is that I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to come out of me on each recording, like on this one. I mean, like in this case, I don't know each moment what's going to happen. 0011 it is now. It's turned Thursday the 3rd of April here now in Norway in this now moment, but some people are behind us, kind of. I mean, to put it like that, because, you know, we've got people in the US, for example, who are many hours behind us in Norway in the way we are expressing it here in this world, here on this planet, in the normal way of expressing it. Yeah, but anyway, I think it's really interesting with a lot of these things that I'm telling you about, and it's nice to be able to share some of these things that I've learned about over the last years, and things that I'm finding really interesting, and things that that I can contribute with. And yeah, it's just really nice to share things that I've learned about, and things that I can contribute with, and things that I find interesting, and things that maybe my viewers will find interesting. But yeah, anyway, I just like to share about things like this thing about the so-called terror attacks on the 11th of September 2001. Whatever we're going to call it, well, we can call it some kind of attacks, and it was definitely some bad stuff happening, of course. I'm not saying it wasn't anything bad that happened and that was all an illusion. I'm not saying anything like that, but it wasn't what I would class as a terror attack. No. But anyway, whatever happened when it comes to, I mean, at least to put it like this, so what it looked like happened. I can't actually remember all the details of what I was told in the explanation of what happened, and if I told you those things I've been told online, by the way, yeah, because it was online, but what I've been told online about what really happened at that particular time I'm thinking of, if I told you about it, you maybe wouldn't have believed me, because it is a very unique story, but personally I believe it anyway. But I might share it in another video, we'll see. But it was something, it was something I wanted to say to do with that anyway. That anyway, by the looks of it anyway, whatever it looked like, to put it like that. You know, what it looked like, I can definitely say it looked like something very, very bad, no matter who was behind it, because it really looked like many people were killed. And at the time when I just was a normal, typical young woman at the time who, well, I wasn't a normal in a way because I'm very original. I mean, I'm an original and I've never been normal in a way. I'm not a normie, to put it like that. Actually, in many ways, I'm not a normie. I don't know if you're familiar with that expression, normie, by the way. But anyway, well, actually, I wasn't meaning it in that way. I've been learning about it the last years. But the last years anyway, to make that clear first, I learned about this expression called normies, and those are people who aren't believing in things that some people are believing. That some people are believing in. I mean, they're not believing in certain things that me and some other people are believing in. Like, I'm believing in some things that some people find to be conspiracy theories. Yep. I'm not saying I'm believing in all so-called conspiracy theories, but I'm believing in certain things that some other people would class as a conspiracy theory. Yeah, okay, so now I'm getting more closer to the points here. So some people, like me, we believe in certain things. Like, for example, I believe that there are different creatures and beings and people like the Pleiadians, that are on different planets. So I believe there are, you know, life on other planets, to put it simply. Whoa, 44 I got there when I did that. Very nice, yeah. But yeah, I believe that, for example. That's an example of a thing that I believe that some people would say is a conspiracy theory. Yeah, some people would say that. They would say, oh, no, that's just a conspiracy theory or something like that, you know. But I'm not believing that, and that's one of the ways that I'm different in. I mean, that's the way I'm different from the majority, because I believe in a thing when it comes to the planets around us that not many people believe in. So that's just an example of how I'm not a so-called normie, because the people that are normies, they don't believe in a lot of things that some people that are standing out from the crowd, some people that are the minority when it comes to certain beliefs, believe in. So yeah. So anyway, I'm a so-called no, I don't have a name for it actually, but anyway, I'm not a normie. Oh, maybe I do have a name for it, but I can't think of it right now. But anyway, when I was saying that thing about me as a young woman, that I wasn't a normie actually, then I actually didn't mean it in that way, that I learned it to do with these things about conspiracy theories and so on, you know, because that time I wasn't dealing with those things that I've been dealing with lately, the last years, where I've been learning a lot of interesting things online and starting to believe in things that I didn't believe before. So it wasn't that it was that I was not normal in that way. It's just that I was an original type anyway. And some people would maybe call me a bit nerdy or something like that. But anyway, I was different from many people anyway. So in that way, I wasn't a typical young woman. But I was a typical young woman in the sense that at the time, I believed in what the mainstream media was telling me. Like if I saw on the news some people being in a building or seeing a building that was falling down and stuff like that, I thought that, okay, that's really happening, or that's just happened, things like that. So I believed in what the mainstream media news were telling me. And for example, at that point of time, I could see images that were shown to the whole world of the so-called terror attack on the 11th of September. I prefer saying it that way because otherwise it sounds a bit strange for me. But I can also say the 9/11 thingy, the 9/11 attacks, or whatever to call it. But anyway, I was, as an individual, I was seeing these images to do with this thing. So I was seeing what most people in the world were seeing those days, and most of us, I believe, we believed in what the media presented to us as the truth. But they weren't telling us the truth, at least not the full truth. And over the last years, I've actually come across some really interesting videos online. By the way, you don't see everything. I mean, certain videos and certain information, you can't access them on normal places online, on the typical places to go to, like on a Google search. No, you can't, because certain things, they're kind of more hidden away, they're harder to find. And it's also to do with that the evil side, there's an evil side on this planet. People in the evil side, they have been trying to hide the truth from us human beings on different areas, and also through things like Google. Google has not been on the good side, believe it or not, but that's one of my beliefs anyway. And whether they changed that or not over the last 2-3 years, maybe over the last 1 or 2 years, I don't know, it could be they've actually changed the side, but they've not been on the good side anyway. And I'm just telling you what I believe to be true. Yeah, you can do your own research and try to find out try to find out about this for yourself. And I can give you another example of something that hasn't been on the good side. I mean, some kind of a thing going on in society, put like that, and that is Facebook. Because Facebook was made to spy on people, to put it simply. But that's a different and complicated story. That's a longer story, but that's one of my beliefs as well. And all of these things I've just said, as an example of some beliefs I've got, all these last things I've said, they could all be things that you're thinking is a conspiracy theory, each of them. You might think they are all conspiracy theories, yeah? And you're allowed to think so, and you're allowed to believe so. You can believe whatever you want to do, but I'm just sharing with you some of my thoughts and beliefs. yeah, I'm just sharing some of my thoughts and beliefs with you. Sorry, I'm not always good at remembering to look into the camera. Yeah, I'll try to get better at that. But yeah, I'm just sharing some of my thoughts and beliefs, and you are free to try to look into these matters, try to research these matters. But back to what I was trying to say, so there are certain things that is difficult or impossible, actually, to find out about in the mainstream media and on the typical websites that people often go to, like Google searches. Yeah. And actually, did you know that Google have been hiding things from us? So if you type in something on Google, I don't know if it's still like this, but at least it has been like this, then there are certain search results that don't come up on Google, or they come very far down, I think, in some cases. But anyway, you don't get to find something very easily there, some things. But if you try another browser, like DuckDuckGo, then you can get other results. So it's a bit like Google. They're trying to create a version of the reality for us. They're trying to show us that reality looks a certain way. They're trying to get us to believe certain things, together with other institutions and, yeah, people as well on the evil side. I believe this. But anyway, back to the 11th of September thingy. That event that happened on the 11th of September to do the Twin Towers, and also was Pentagon involved. Anyway, I was very upset at the time, by the way. Oops, sorry. I'm getting lights from my computer here. I'll just close that down. I was so upset at the time. It was, wow, it was so upsetting for me, because I was told over 3,000 people were killed. So I was so upset at the time, and I cried a lot to do with it, I remember. And what I was going to say as well is that I was working as a teacher at the time, a very young teacher. I was a very young teacher at the time. Yeah, and yeah, by the way, maybe now you're starting to realize how old I am. I don't know. Oh, yeah, well, it's not that I really want to. Well, the thing is, I don't really want to tell about my age, but it's okay. It's not a crisis anyway if anyone finds out, or if I one day tell it. But right now, I want to just keep it a secret for now on YouTube. But maybe one day I'll tell it on YouTube and say my real age. But anyway, I am a mature woman anyway. No matter what it looks like, but I often look younger than I am in many people's views, I believe. Yeah, at least that's my experience, that often people think I look younger than I am, than my real age, and that's really nice. At least these days it is. There was one time when I was 21, and there was a guy who thought I was 18, so 3 years younger than I was, and then I didn't like it. I really didn't like it then at that time. So it depends on how old you are, I think. If you're in a certain age, you don't want people to think you're looking younger, but if you're above a certain age, maybe if you're above 25, I don't know, but anyway, if you're above a certain age, then usually people find it just to be nice to be thought of as looking younger than you are. Yeah, usually people take it as a compliment, and I take it as a compliment when people think I look younger than I am. But anyway, so back to the story. So yeah, I was working as a really young teacher, and I actually had to deal with that situation as a really young teacher, to do with the class I was teaching at the time, because everyone in Norway was going to have 1 minute silence one day soon after these events that had happened, that we were told were terror attacks on the Twin Tower and on Pentagon in the US. Yeah, and I had to lead this 1 minute silence in the class I was having, and I remember I did that, and it went quite well. Yeah, but it was with quite young children. I think they were 10 and 11 years old. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe they were a bit younger. 9, 10, or 11, or 9 to 10, or 10 to 11. Yeah, I think it was one of those two. Yeah. But that was an interesting experience to try that out anyway, to lead that 1 minute silence. Yeah. Yeah, I've experienced many different things in my life, yeah. But another thing I also wanted to tell you is that one of the interesting things I've come across, and this is to do with this thing I was touching upon not long ago, that thing that I was saying, that thing where I was saying that sometimes you can't find certain things on the typical places that people often look on. Now, I mean, look at online, like on Google search, because they're quite hidden away online. And over the last years, I've been able to access a lot of those kind of things that are very hidden and that you don't find many places online, and you have to just be at very particular places to find them or get across them. I mean, come across them, yeah? And one of these things that I came across in that situation when I was doing that, well, I've been not actively doing that lately, by the way, but I mean, over the years, in general, over the last years, I have often been accessing a lot of alternative information online, things that most people don't even know about or don't ever get to see, I think. But anyway, I've accessed a lot of interesting stuff and learned a lot through that. It's been very good, and I can recommend that you look into alternative stuff online. But anyway, one of the things that I did come across through that process that I was in, and it was mainly some years ago, I was very active on that front of spending time on alternative stuff online and learning about it, and I haven't been that active on that over the last weeks and months, but in general I've learned a lot over the last years anyway, through looking at alternative sites online, and also through using an app that isn't very common, I think, but at least for many I don't, at least for many I don't think it's common, and it is an app called Telegram. Have you heard about Telegram? Anyway, if you're on Telegram, you can get into contact with lots of alternative information by joining certain groups, and you can be sent a lot of videos that are very unique, or maybe I shouldn't say very unique, but not very well known. I mean, videos that aren't easily accessible otherwise, and maybe never are anywhere else. I mean, that maybe only is there on those groups, yeah. Some of it can be disturbing stuff, or stuff that is upsetting to see, yeah. Anyway, so back to the story of this thing. I was going to say, let me see, so it was to do with those events on the 11th of September 2001 in the US. What has often been called the 9/11 event or something like that, or the 9/11 attacks or something like that. Anyway, what was I going to say again? Oh yeah, so I came across this really interesting, actually it was more than one, but many, I'll focus on one of them. But anyway, I came across many interesting videos to do with that, those events. And on, for example, one of those things I came across, it was lots of little videos I came across, actually, and on one of those I came across, it was a video filmed by a private individual that had actually been present at the time of the collapsing of the Twin Towers. And this is just an example, but in one of the videos, and I believe I saw more than one video like this when I came across these videos I'm thinking of, but yeah, in at least one video I saw that, let me see if I remember this correctly. I'm sorry if I'm saying the wrong thing. I think I'm saying the right thing now with what I'm about to say. I mean, the way I remember it, it was showing that there were no flights in the air. And anyway, the way I remember it was, I could see that there were no flights in the air, and I realized by this and other videos that there was a lot of things that had been coming to our TV screens, to typical modern day life's TV screens around the world, where we had seen we had seen some TV images that looked like we were seeing that there were some flights going into the Twin Towers and things like that, but I didn't see it in at least one video. Do you know what I mean? Oh, sorry, I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly. I mean, explaining it in a very good way for you. I'm not even sure if I'm saying it correctly, but I think that was what it was in at least one of the videos. I think it was in many of the videos that people that had stood on the ground and looked up into the sky and had made their own private films, they couldn't see Any flights there? Yeah. Also, I believe there was an explosion that was pre-planned in one of those Twin Tower buildings. That's one of the beliefs I've got about it. And that it wasn't an aeroplane that made an explosion happening, if you know what I mean. And we've seen images that has made it look like an aeroplane came into the building and then straight after there was an explosion. But the explosion was pre-planned. That wasn't coming because of the aeroplane, I believe. Anyway, that's just an example of some alternative stuff I believe in. But anyway, in many ways, I believe we've been lied to. In very many ways, actually, when it comes to that event. I mean, those events that happened that day, that were called, terror attacks in the US on that day that I mentioned, yeah. But that's just one example. And I also gave you some other examples of areas where we've been lied to on this planet. We've been lied to by people on the evil side because they have not wanted us to know the truth about different things. And I'm a truth seeker, so over the last years, I have been searching actively for the truth about different things, not the least about spiritual things. Yeah, and I believe I've found some truths. And I'm still a truth seeker because I still want to learn the truth about different things. Wow, I just got 01, 01, 01, wow, and that's the same as 111, woo! And I just got 01, 01, 07, and 10 there, and 11 there, woo! That's the same as 11, 11, wow. So I just got, in a few moments time, 17 seconds there as well, by the way. Yeah, in just a few moments time, I've been given the angel number 111 and the angel number 1111. Woo! That's great. I love those numbers, and I've actually seen the angel number 111 very many times lately over the last few days, and also I've seen the angel number 1111. Yeah, 1111 quite a lot. But yeah, anyway, one of my points here is that I'm a truth seeker and I'm still searching for the truth about different things. Not always every day in a way, if you know what I mean. I'm not actively every day, at least these days, I'm not usually actively every day looking for the truth about a certain topic. But if I come across something, say if I suddenly read an article today and it was said something about President Trump or something else that I wasn't feeling sure about, and I was thinking, oh, is that really the truth? You know, if something happened, I usually then would have probably gone and tried to find out about it online, I think. Yeah. I mean, in a place where I thought it was likely to find the real truth about it, I would probably do that, at least in some cases, but I think it depends on what it is. But yeah, for example, when it comes to President Trump, I sometimes have tried to find the truth about him online, and I believe that the mainstream media have lied a lot about him. Yeah, absolutely. But also that goes for other people. Yeah, I believe the mainstream media have very often been manipulating us. They have been pressurizing us, for example, to do with COVID and the so-called coronavirus. Yeah, they've been manipulating us. They've lied to us. They've pressurized us, put pressure on us. They've wanted us to act a certain way. They've been cooperating with politicians and other people on the evil side, like the the medical industry. Yeah, they've been on the evil side as well, and I believe they still are. And by the way, I strongly recommend you don't put a lot of pills into your body, and if you want to get healed, just try to heal yourself in a natural way, like use herbs and organic food and a lot of other healthy options like that, where you're actually using nature to help you, because nature is actually medicine for us. Nature has a lot of medicine for us. We just have to find it in different ways, like find it through the food we're eating, and you have to use the right kind of food, because not all kinds of food are medicine for us. Quite the contrary. I mean, totally the contrary, actually. It's exactly the opposite with some food, because some food are harmful for us, like sugar is actually a toxic thing that's harmful for us. I mean, just plain white sugar, you know. I believe it's some kind of a toxic thing that we should avoid. Yeah. And there are other things that we ideally should avoid as well. and processed food are really unhealthy, and you can't be sure what's in there. Now I'm starting to think about McDonald's and stuff like that as well. Oh, yeah, because I learned some terrible things about McDonald's, and I made a video, a tiny shorts video to do with it. One time, some months ago, yeah, last year, yeah. And I was thinking maybe YouTube would censor it, would remove it or something like that, because there's been censorship on YouTube and many other places, and that's one of the things that maybe many people aren't aware of. But there's been very much censorship going on this planet over the last years. So many people have not been allowed or able to speak out freely about their beliefs or get information out there about important topics and yeah, share their truths. Many people have not been able to do that, so that's been very bad. Yeah, but we are basically living in a time where that is a trial time, it's a tribulation time. We're in the Great Tribulation, in my view. What is classed as the Great Tribulation in the modern day Bible, that's one of the things I believe is true in the modern day Bible, that we are in, no, I mean that we got this thing called the Great Tribulation. So it's a testing time, yeah, but I believe that we will leave evil behind, we on the good side, and we will come to a better place, a much better place, to the fifth dimension, and live in love and peace and harmony. Yeah, yay, woo! So yeah, anyway, wowdy dowdy, I'm just chatting away here and telling you lots of stuff about different things I believe in and different things I've found out about and learned about, stuff like that. Wow, it was a bit much now, it became a bit much now, and this will be a really long film. Wowdy dowdy, over 1 hour. But anyway, I'm giving you at least some examples. I'm not going into depth about each and every topic, but at least I'm giving you some examples now about some things I believe in and some alternative stuff, basically. Some alternative beliefs that I've got, basically, because a lot of these beliefs I've got, that I've just shared about, they are things that many people would class as conspiracy theories or something that they don't believe in. Yeah. So it's been interesting stuff to tell you about. I mean, it's interesting stuff, but yeah, back to the censorship thing. Oh, I just got 01, 0701 on the count up. Yeah, sorry, I don't remember to look into the camera so much, as much as I should have, by the way. And I just got 01, 07, and then 07, 11 there. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, it's so beautiful. I just really wanted to get that one, so I was looking on it on purpose for a while, for some seconds. Yeah, but yeah, so the thing is that I have these alternative views, and there's been censorship in the world, a lot of it over the last years, and I believe in free speech, like President Trump believes in, and he said he said something very good, something really good. Sorry, yeah, I should have said he said something really good. I should have said that immediately. I messed it up. No, sorry, I messed it a bit up with my talking. Sorry about that. And I've just done it again. Sorry about that. I'm not always talking perfectly. Sorry about that. But that's just who it is, and it's an accident. It's a part of life. But yeah, I believe that President Trump said something really good in his speech in January, 20th of January. Yeah. His inauguration speech, because he said something very important about free speech. And I believe we all are entitled to speak freely and say our views, say our opinions, say our thoughts, say what we believe in. Yeah, basically say whatever we want to say. But of course, the best thing is to also show consideration for others and don't say anything negative to others, like things that are putting people down or discouraging them or being some kind of a bad thing that is not nice for them to hear. So we should be nice and kind in our words to others, of course. And I'm on a good side, as you can tell, I think, and I definitely want us to be nice to each other here on this planet, yeah. But yeah, the free speech thing is important. But the thing is, when people or institutions like YouTube and Google are censoring people, like YouTubers like me, then that is hindering people from expressing their free speech. I mean, from using their right of free speech. You know, it's hindering people from actually using their God-given right of free speech. So that's really bad. That's really not good. And I don't know if YouTube still is doing it right now at this moment. I just don't know. But if they are, that's not good. And then in the worst case, this video here that I'm recording now, if I'm putting this on YouTube, which I believe I will, and that's my plan that I will, that I'll do that. If I do that as my plan is now, then YouTube could just, in the worst case, just say, oh no, we have to remove that film because it's going against our guidelines or something like that. But yeah, hopefully nothing like that will happen. Yeah, but yeah, back to that thing about that McDonald's film. When I published that some months ago, I was thinking maybe YouTube would want to remove it. Oh, I just saw something beautiful. I saw 01, 10, and 01. Yeah. Now we're getting 10 soon. 10, yay. And 11, woo! So it was 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 10 seconds, and then 11 seconds, yay. And now 17 seconds, yay. I love it with things like that. I love numbers like that. But anyway, wow, I've talked for a long time, much over an hour, much longer than I thought. And this is so typical me, because I often just think, I'm just going to make a little video, and then I end up talking for so long. Sorry, I end up talking for so long. Yeah, I so easily do it. It's just typical me. But I like to talk anyway, and I can be very talkative. But I also like to sing, I like to dance, I like to do different things, yeah. But when it comes to my videos, one of the things I like the most is to improvise by singing or improvise by talking. Yeah, but I also like to sometimes improvise by dancing. Yeah, I'm just going to check the time. Wow, so it's about 20 minutes to 1 tonight. Wowdy dowdy. So yeah, it is not good. It's not good. It's not a good time. It's not a good clock time. That's what I mean. So yeah. You can probably see I look tired as well. Anyway, I'm going to try to just get some food in me soon and go to bed in not so long. Oh, wow, got a beautiful number situation. Wow, I got 1, 11, 17. Wow, that's so beautiful. 17 is my favorite number, by the way, if you didn't know that. If you've been watching me a lot, you'll probably already know it. You probably already know it, yeah. But yeah, we had 1 hour, 11 seconds, and 17 seconds. Some seconds ago, yeah. Woo. Anyway, I just really have to go soon. But yeah, it's been nice to just be here in the now and go with the flow and let things flow out of me, let things come out of me by me just going with the flow and listening to my thoughts and ideas, because sometimes things have popped into my mind, like I've thought about something and I've been remembered. I've remembered things, I've been reminded stuff, things like that. And then I've just come out with it. I just come out with a lot of stuff that's just popped into my mind in the heat of the moment, to put it like that. Yeah, in the heat of the moment. Was that the right expression? Yeah, I think so, yeah. Yeah. In the heat of the moment is not an expression? Yeah, that's an expression. I think so. And then you've got on the spur of the moment as well, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I really like this. That's one of the reasons why I keep on getting longer and longer often when I'm recording, because I really like recording movies. Videos like this. And yeah, it's just a bit crazy when it ends up with me talking very far after midnight, and that's not good. So I have to try to stop filming late in the evening and start my recordings earlier on, so that if I do end up with chatting a long time like I'm doing now, that then at least I'm not finished long after midnight. Sorry, yeah, it's getting closer and closer to 1 o'clock. Yeah, I should be in bed around 1 at latest, so I hope I can manage to do that. Maybe at least by 1:15 I can manage it now. Yeah, I just need some time to do some little things and eat and relax, and then I'll go to bed. Yeah, but anyway, I've been here in the now, been talking, been singing, I've been just improvising all the time in some kind of way, and yeah, I've been just sharing of myself as well. I've been sharing myself in many ways, and I always do that, because however I do it and whatever I do in my videos like this, or it's all a version of me sharing of myself, and I'm sharing of my version in the now moments that I'm in when I'm recording. Like I'm wearing this outfit today, I'm not wearing this every day, so you're getting that outfit version of me, you're getting a new version of me to do with my looks, but also a new version of me to do with what I'm saying and how I'm behaving and stuff like that. You're not getting exactly the same version of me every day. And also I keep on changing, I keep on evolving, I keep on growing and developing, and I recommend you also do the same. And we can do that partly by working on ourselves, because sometimes
we need that. Maybe we always need it in a way, at least often we need it, I think. But at least, I want to put it like this. Yeah, sorry, I want to put it like this. At least we always have room for potential. No, sorry, the potential for growth. That's what I believe. Yeah, I believe that as long as we are here in this dimension, we've always got room for improvement. We always have the potential to grow. So there's always a potential for growth. So if we are nourishing our souls and our humanness, and we are doing good things for ourselves, like maybe learning a new language or learning another skill, and also soothing our souls, doing good things for our souls, like being creative and having fun in the now. And also, if we're looking after our bodies, and for example, we get better with looking after ourselves physically, like maybe start eating healthily, or more healthy than before, things like that. All these things are ways that you can develop. It's ways that you can grow. It's ways that you can basically move on in your life. Yeah, all these things. Yeah. So I recommend you do those things, and I recommend that you are thinking about what you put into your body, that you're thinking about how you live your life, and yeah, reflect on those things and reflect, is there any way that I can improve my life on right this moment? Think of that right now, please. Is there any way that you right at this moment can improve your life? And listen to your heart, listen to your gut feeling, listen to your intuition, because there probably is a whole load of things that you can do to improve your life at this point. I mean, things that you now know, things that you know in this now that you're in when you're listening to this now experience for you that you're having now when you're listening to this in your now moment. Think of what you now feel and know that you can do in your near future, I mean, to create a difference and change for the better in your life. Like maybe you need to start going to bed earlier than you have done lately, like I do. Because lately I've just gone to bed extremely late over and over and over again. So I really have to do better in that area. So that's an area where I'm going to try to improve. And you can also think about other areas without, so sorry, I'm messing it up sometimes, but yeah, basically I'm trying to say that there are other areas that you can grow on. That what, oh, I just got a beautiful moment again. 011701, yeah. Anyway, thing is, so what I just said about the going to bed thingy, oh wow, 11 seconds after 1 hour and 70 minutes, so that was beautiful. 1:17:11 said, oh, it just said 17:17 at the end there, so 1:17:17. Wow, did very nice. Yeah. Thank you, Godsaurus. Thank you for all the good numbers, Godsaurus. Yeah, so nice. But yeah, you could think of lots of different things, because that thing I just said as an example, that thing about going to bed in a decent time and getting enough sleep, I mean, that area that I need to work on, that's something that maybe you don't need to work on, or maybe you need to work on that, but also you've got something else to work on. And I've also got other things to work on, by the way. But yeah, the thing is that we've always got the potential to grow anyway. Why don't you think about things like, if you have a spouse or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, what can you do to improve yourself and be a better version of you in that relationship? Maybe you can treat your special someone in a better way than you have done lately. Maybe you haven't given them enough attention. Maybe you could write them a love note or a love letter. Maybe you could call them and surprise them a nice call in the middle of the day, or take them out for lunch if you have the possibility one day. Go on a date with them, go to the cinema with them, have fun with them in some kind of way, things like that. And maybe you can improve your relationship with someone else, like a family member, maybe your mother, maybe your dad, maybe a sibling. Maybe you can improve a friendship situation and become a better friend for someone, so you can grow in that area. Maybe you haven't been good enough at listening to your friends and letting them share their stories or something like that. Maybe you can get better with using of your creative talents and actually properly using them and sharing of them with the world and showing of your true colors, things like that. So there are many ways you can improve yourself, and these are just some examples. But anyway, I need to go very soon. I'm very delayed, and I have to think about me and my health, so I need to really stop this very soon. But thank you for listening in your now moment. Thank you for watching in your now moment. Thank you for watching, all of you who's watched this at some point. Yeah. And you've watched for a real long time, so well done to you if you watched this far. Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, thank you and take care. And love from me. And remember, love yourself, be yourself. Remember, you are free to be you, and you're meant to be you, and you are creative, you're strong. You are you, and no one else than you is you. And you can create the magic of being you. I can create the magic of being me, and you can create the magic of being you. And we can all be ourselves. We can all be free. We can all be who we are. And we can live in peace and harmony with each other. We can choose love. We can choose love over fear. And we can choose to live in truth, to search the truth. And when we know that we've found the truth on some kind of area, we can spread that truth with the world around us. We don't have to live in fear. We don't have to listen to lies in the mainstream media or anywhere else. We can live in truth, live in harmony, live in peace, live in love. Yay. Woo! Good vibes. Yay. Good vibes. Woo do 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 do. Yay. I'm sending you good vibes. Be strong, be courageous, be you, be free, and live the life you want to live. What is best for you, what your heart calls you to do. I mean, the way your heart calls you to live. And listen to your intuition. Listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, and also listen to your body. And live freely as you, in the now. Yes. Yes. Be you and live freely as you, in the now. Yes. Take care. Love from me. Bye. Love, love, love. Bye. Love. Bye.